Hi everybody, it's thegolfshoptv.com. Today from spectacular Marrakesh Country Club here in Palm Desert, California. This is the big show, and our hosts, Jeff Harrison, Amy Anderson, and the coach, Rich Gilgallon.
Coach, what a great location. You know, we're looking at the sun, and you know, when I woke up this morning, and it's been pretty warm these last few days, it was an even par 72. I knew today was the Golf Shop TV.
Room temperature, brother.
It was awesome, awesome. Amy, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about that weekend of golf last weekend?
You know, when you said that, it kind of gave me tingles because...
Tingles?
What a week. I mean, you know, Jason Duffner and, you know, what a week.
Well, it was a great leaderboard,
Yeah.
all the way down. Dickie Pride.
I know.
His last win in 1994. And we remember that win, Jeff, because of his reaction.
Oh, I thought because I was in high school.
It was the 18th, 1994.
You know, the cool thing about Dickie is he's been on the tour for 18 years, has never made more than $500,000 in his life in a year. And this year he's already over $1 million.
$750,000, second place.
Yep.
That was pretty good. And Jason Duffner, the baby-faced assassin out there. Quiet, goes about his business, got his little waggle going. Now wins the tournament 3 weeks ago, New Orleans, gets married, and then comes back and wins on his honeymoon. What a great couple of weeks for Jason.
Talk about a wedding gift, huh?
What a great wedding gift.
That's cool.
And the LPGA Tour, the match play, what a finish. Don't even know where to start with
Oh,
that
we're
one.
going to talk about that before this show is over.
Let's do that slowly.
Slowly. Well, Jeff, we're here at Marrakesh, and you know, there's been a lot of conversation about golf pace of play the past couple of weeks, and this is a very unique country club here in the desert of Southern California. As you can see behind us, it is absolutely in perfect condition, and it's a par 60. Tell us about the course.
You know, this golf course is it's really an unadvertised hidden jewel. It's these greens normally throughout the year, they'll run at like 11, 10, 11, 12. I mean, they're fast, and that's always in perfect condition. When you come out here, you feel like you've just stepped into this truly an oasis in the desert. It's always in spectacular condition. Orlando, the green superintendent here, does a phenomenal job. Willie, the head pro, you know, they have a great membership and really supportive of the environment. But it is a golf course that, when we started talking to some of the members, Mr. Schiffler, he's one of the board members, he says, you know, this is a golf course where the people across the street that might be at the Vintage or Tradition or something like that, that it's gotten too big for them. This is still at that same level of quality, but just not that, you know, 7,200-yard golf course. It is spectacular.
Now, it is a par 60. There are no par 5s, and Ted Robinson designed it, and his idea was to get rid of the par 5s and put in some super tough par 3s, and they are tough.
Yeah.
And this place is it's full of water. Another thing cool about Ted Robinson, I love this, he doesn't like bunkers because bunkers slow down pace of play.
Right.
Okay, because you get in a bunker, you moan about it, you groan about it, you
take
whine,
3 shots to get
then
out.
you hit a terrible shot, you don't get out. Water, you're in it, whatever.
Right.
You drop, you hit away. So there's lots of water here, not too many penalizing bunkers. Good design.
And it's the par 3s, as you point out, Amy, that protect the golf course. But, you know, we hear a lot of conversation around the country these days about the pace of play. Jack Nicklaus wants to make 8-hole golf courses with cups that are this big. This is sort of a compromise to that, isn't it, this course?
It is, because, you know, you can play this golf course in probably 3 hours at the at the outside, you know, and you can probably play it in, you know, on this time of year, probably play it in 2 hours and not feel like you're rushed, Coach.
And it really is beautiful. I mean, it's just breathtaking.
Yeah, and this is kind of course, I mean, women, you're going to love it because you can reach the par 4s in regulation. This is a great course for junior golfers, your teenagers. It's a wonderful place.
You know, now, Amy, I know they have something special going on this year for the summer. They have this super special summer membership. What is that all about?
Well, it's a couples membership just for the summer, and it's $700. And that's
a month?
Yeah, and that includes the fitness facility.
The whole summer.
A month?
No, for the summer.
Oh, for the summer. Okay, holy moly.
That's a good deal, huh?
So, and Willie and Loretta in the golf shop will be happy to talk to you. Just, you know, give them a call.
So it's located in Palm Desert, California, phenomenal at the end of Portola, and it's just spectacular. So,
and you got some nice neighbors here too. You have you have Ironwood up the hill, and you got Bighorn over our shoulder here, and
Vintage across the
Vintage
street.
across the street, and the Reserve is over here, and Stone Eagle is over there. So it's quite the golf neighborhood up here at the end of Portola.
It's like, it reminds me of that example of saying, hey, I just bought this wine and I'm right next to Screaming Eagle. It's like, ooh, I'm associated. Those grapes must be great. Let's get started. Let's do a little wrap up about the golf last week. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to talk about, and let's hear about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome back to the golfshoptv.com. I'm here with Amy Anderson. Every week we give you a little wrap up of what took place in the golf world over the last weekend, and take maybe a look ahead to what's going on this week. And you know, Amy, for a long time the tour was very concerned about what this golf tour, the PGA Tour, was going to look like post Tiger Woods greatness. Certainly we're in that post greatness period for Tiger Woods, and I would say that the tour's in pretty good hands after what we saw this weekend.
The tour's in awesome hands. There are a lot of 20-somethings that are pretty spectacular. I think it's in good shape. Who needs Tiger? Well, we need Tiger. I want him back.
Yeah, we want to see Tiger do well as long as he watches his mouth, but we talked about that before. But when you see how many guys in the same generation are playing so well right now, in their early 20s, that is unbelievable.
I mean, Rory, Ricky Fowler. Now, Rory's playing in Wentworth this weekend. Actually, the top 3 in the world are there for the tournament in Europe. It should be a good match. Rory's kind of off to a tough start, though.
It's the PGA Championship, of course, of Europe. It's one of their majors.
Yeah, it's considered their 5th major.
And it's a fabulous event. And as you said, Rory's off to a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah, I think he's +2 after today. And Ernie Els, talking about an old guy.
Just trying to win one more, Ernie.
And I think he's in 2nd.
Just wants to get back to Augusta. Give me a chance to win one more.
Now, the PGA Tour this week is in Colonial.
Of course, Hogan's Alley, one of the 2 Hogan's Alleys. And, you know, that golf course is such a sweet golf course, and very difficult green setups, which is what protects that course. But just to play on a golf course where there's a statue of Ben Hogan is something that attracts an awful lot of players in the field.
I wonder if we'll ever see Tiger there.
I think he played once, and probably not. Tiger's very particular. He generally plays where he's comfortable. And he's made a career 73 wins. And when you look and you break those wins down, there's an awful lot at Memorial. There's an awful lot in Arnold Palmer's tournament. You know, Torrey Pines he owns.
Yep.
And you can go through this list where he wins Pebble Beach, you know, multiple times on just a few golf courses. And so that's, you know, golf is a sport where you could pick the stadiums you play in. It's too bad some of these baseball players can't pick, and maybe some of them stay away from Fenway Park. But it's a very unique feature of the game. The players can go where they're comfortable.
Well, it's a good field there this week. Jason Duffner's there. David Toms, defending champs there. Zach Johnson.
Yeah, David Toms was such a great story last year, Amy, after missing a makeable short putt on the 17th hole at the Players' Championship. The cameras focused on his son, who was all broken up about it. I was very upset that the TV cameras focused on you know, an 11 or 12-year-old son who was heartbroken because his father just lost. But then something happened to David Toms in those couple of days on the way from Jacksonville to this golf tournament last year, where he just said, you know, I'm going to win this tournament. And I think he won it for his son more than for anybody.
What a great story. Now, the seniors this week, it's Senior PGA Championship, and they're in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and that's one tough track.
Well, you know, the seniors have like, what do they have, 12 majors? I don't know. I mean, they have a lot of majors. But this is a great week for the seniors. We haven't seen the seniors in action really lately. So
No. And, you know, a lot of the seniors haven't even seen this course. It's a new Nicklaus design. Okay, here's something kind of interesting. The 10th hole has a green that's 10,000 square feet. From the highest point to the lowest point, it drops 9 feet at a 60-degree angle. That's just insane.
Well, you know, when you're Jack Nicklaus, you can make putts going down a 60-degree angle, 8,000 square feet down the hill and make them. You know, he's fine with the way he designs courses. That's for sure.
I heard him say, "You might love it, you might hate it. It doesn't matter. You'll remember it."
You know, it takes somebody like a Nicklaus or a Palmer or a Norman, for example, or a Gary Player, in order to get these courses in the rotation. You know, if Billy Schmedrick builds a golf course, the odds are that no tour is going to go there. But if Jack Nicklaus builds one, the tour will show up at some point.
Yep, and they'll be there this year and then 2014. So it'll be interesting to see.
It's always great to see the Champions Tour in action.
Yeah. Now, a lot of talk this week about pace of play, and you know, it's kind of cool. Kevin Na listened to the public. He's kind of changed his pre-shot routine, and he's taking more of the approach where he looks at the target, and as soon as his eyes gets back to the ball, he swings away. We'll see if it works.
Well, I hope it works for Kevin Na, because that was tough to watch. But the real issue this week was, and the focus of the golf world, was on a time par penalty in a match play tournament called on Morgan Pressel, and I'm going to talk about that in just a few minutes.
Well, let's get to that, because I'm dying to hear what you have to say.
I'm ready to talk about that.
Awesome.
Hey, it's the Coach Rich Gilgallon with my Speaking Truth to Power segment. Now, last week we had some conversations about Kevin Na's pace of play and how it affected the whole golf tournament. The following week, the LPGA officials, who are normally very good, decided to make an example of Morgan Pressel in a match play tournament. At the time that she was called, that this penalty was called on Morgan Pressel, there were 4 stinking players on the golf course. There was no need whatsoever to give her a penalty. It is the worst penalty I have ever seen delivered in history. They should be ashamed of themselves. I know they're trying to make a point. Morgan Pressel deserved better. She had a 3-hole lead in a match play tournament. 3 holes. She gets to the tee and they tell her your lead is now 1 hole. What would you do in that situation? It's one thing if you have 144 players and they're out there on a hot day and somebody has taken too much time. Penalize them, please. We've been asking you to do that for years. But in this situation where you have 4 players on the whole golf course, there was absolutely, positively no reason to give her a penalty. None. But somewhere in a meeting between Kevin Na's problems and this golf tournament, it was decided that we're going to tag somebody on this tour. And Morgan Pressel wound up the person getting tagged. And I thought it was blatantly unfair, stupid call, makes the whole game look ridiculous. Common sense, people. Common sense. 4 players on the course and you say somebody's taking too much time and you penalize them 2 holes. You made the whole event look stupid and silly. Shame on you.
Oh, calm down, boy. Calm down.
I'm telling you. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Jeff Harrison's amazing swing tip right now.
Hi, I'm Jeff Harrison. I want to welcome you to my gym at home. And right behind the camera I have like about a 4-foot by 5-foot mirror that I use extensively when I'm working on my golf swing. I encourage all of you to use mirrors. They're very valuable for learning. Today I want to talk specifically about planes and what that means to your golf swing. So the first thing I want to talk about is your spine has a certain plane when you take your posture. When you take your posture, you have a certain angle that your spine has created. This creates this angle so your arms can just hang down naturally from your shoulders. If you can see in the video, basically from my shoulders to my hands, they're just hanging down comfortably. When you create this angle, what happens is your shoulders, as long as you maintain this angle and you turn from your core, you can see this angle created by my shoulders. We call this a shoulder plane. If we stay on that same plane, then we create pretty consistent contact. What tends to happen is when people swing, they swing with their arms and hands, and you can see how abruptly the angle changes, and it really interferes with good contact. So when you're working on this, keep your posture the same as you turn your stomach back and you turn your stomach through, causing the weight to shift. And you notice it looks like a down and through motion. It's going to feel very down and through, but now we understand that when we went back on this angle, we're going to come through basically on the same angle. That's staying on plane. Now you can clearly see my spine has the same angle as it began with. If I change up and down, my shoulders will turn 90 degrees off of my spine, so that means all of a sudden this line is pointed not at my target line, but somewhere out in space, and I have to do something to compensate for that. I'll generally do that with my hands. So, once again, I get my posture, I turn back, see my shoulders are down low, and I turn through again. There's my impact position, and I finish. Now my shoulders can come up level. If you work on that shoulder plane, it'll make a big difference in your contact, also the release of your shot as far as power. Have a great day. I'm Jeff Harrison, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Don't you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express?
You're so weird.
Don't you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? We're taking you to Marrakesh. All aboard that train. Come on out to Marrakesh and check this out. It's amazing.
You know, wait a second. I got to say something, because Coach, you know what? You're wearing this cool shirt. It says Coach Schwacking Classic.
Yes.
What's that all about?
Well, that was the one golf tournament we had when I was on in Washington, D.C. For Boys and Girls Clubs. And I hate to pat myself on the back, Jeff, but it was the best charity tournament I've ever been to.
That's cool.
It's a long time ago, though, 20 years ago.
But you know, something else that some people don't know, or maybe they don't remember. You were involved with a show that's celebrating a you know, kind of reunion, or not a reunion, but an anniversary. It's
an anniversary. WTEM in Washington, D.C. Celebrating their 20th anniversary, and it was 20 years ago this week when Kylie and the Coach went on the air and were syndicated eventually all around the country. And you know, I look back very fondly on the time I spent in Washington, D.C., and it doesn't seem like 20 years, really. Seems like yesterday.
Passes in a
Seems like 20 years since I met you.
Oh.
But
yeah, and this has been a long segment, so let's wrap it up. No, actually, again, we want to thank the folks at Marrakesh,
yes.
Willie and Loretta, and again, Amy, there's something with their membership there. Tell us about that one more time.
Well, they have a special rate going just for this summer. It's a summer membership. It's $700 for a couple, and that also includes the fitness center. And this is it's a treat to play here. I always enjoy coming here.
Yeah, it's always top quality. It's quick. Yeah, I look around, all I see is water, Coach.
Yep.
I know, a lot of agua out here, no question. But it really is a very unique and special golf course here in the Coachella Valley.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's go get our clubs.
Come on, I'll take you guys on right now.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Jeff Harrison, the Coach. Amy, take us away, Coach. Where should they find us?
Find us on YouTube, and you can find us on our website. That's www.thegolfshoptv.com, and you can also go to check out swingpointmedia.com.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Nice job. You guys are so professional.